What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you all are having a fan-freaking-tastic start to your day. And today we're going to do a quicker one, a quicker live stream. Should be around 30 minutes or so. I have a couple of things that we want to talk about, and we will get on with the rest of our day. My apologies for being late. I was literally about to go live, and then darn. We end up seeing camera issues and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, I got that situated, but I hope you all are having a great day. All right. So we got a couple things to talk about. The 3 topics include Flau'jae Johnson, what's going on with her, Jersey Wolfenbarger entering the transfer portal, and a little talk about the WNBA draft and some of the teams that have been the most competitive in the draft. All right. Hopefully y'all are down and ready to talk about that stuff. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, it looks like there's some conversation about in the chat already happening about how expensive it is to be a fan. Kentucky Rick says, y'all ever notice women's basketball is an expensive sport as a fan? League Pass, ESPN, Big Ten Plus, Peacock, Amazon, not complaining. If it was free, everybody would be doing it. Wait, what? Question mark. Here's the deal. Women's basketball, sports in general, is already expensive and getting way, way, way more expensive. It sucks, to be honest with you, to have to pay for all these services just to watch teams play, let alone going to the game. And then, it's expensive. It is expensive, but at the same time, that's where we are. That is where we are. All right. Let's talk about what we were supposed to talk about today. Again, this should be 20 to 30 minutes. Y'all time me at the end and let me know if I actually hit that time. I should hit that time because, I started a little bit late. All right. Uh-oh. I just lost my place. Darn it. There we go. All right, let's talk about Big Foe to start. Flau'jae Johnson on yesterday. She posted a couple of photos, and I was just like, wait, what? So let's talk about it. Okay. So Flau'jae Johnson previously announced that she was not going to go to the WNBA draft, and she was returning to LSU. And then on yesterday, she posted some photos on Instagram with herself in an LSU uniform, and the end of the caption read "4 out" with the sad emoji, or her junior year, like she's like her junior year is done basically. And what she was saying in that caption confused a lot of people, and a lot of speculation emerged. But let's kind of clear some stuff up, and we'll read what she said. Flau'jae Johnson already announced that she's returning to college for her senior season. Nowhere in the announcement did she say that she wasn't. Though in the announcement she didn't necessarily state that she was returning to LSU. In fact, according to On3, a source told them that a return to Baton Rouge was not guaranteed. The transfer portal does close in a couple of weeks. The last day is April the 23rd. And the post is making people wonder, is Flau'jae Johnson about to make a move? Well, we're going to read the caption and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it in a bit. But first, let me just tell you about her season that she had this past year. Right? Flau'jae Johnson had her best season yet. 18.6 points a game, 5.6 boards a game, 2.5 assists a game. She was doing her thing this past year. She is also the number 1 NIL earner in women's basketball. She has deals with Roc Nation, JBL, Mondelez, a whole bunch of stuff. She is someone who has built a brand for herself, and she has gotten bigger than just a basketball player. She's a national champion, third team All-American. She is a superstar both on and off the court. If Flau'jae Johnson enters the portal, she would immediately become the hottest name available and the kind of player that can change the identity of a program overnight. It would be huge. Massive additional NIL offers. This would be a team that would probably build around Flau'jae. But is that what she wants? Was 4 out a goodbye to LSU? Was it a signal that she's taking her talents elsewhere, or something more symbolic? Well, let's read what she said and let's talk through it. Okay, so here is what Flau'jae Johnson says. She said, LSU forever. I'm finally pouring my heart out about the end of our season. I wanted that championship win so badly, but life had other plans. Although it didn't unfold as I envisioned, I'm reminded that we can make plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Proverbs 16:9. I'm grateful for the journey with all its highs and lows. Being named first team All SEC and an AP All-American is an honor, but I'm never satisfied. There's always room for growth. To my incredible fans, I see you. Your unwavering support fuels my passion, and I'm forever grateful. You ride or die for me, and I appreciate that more than words can express. To my slimes, meaning her teammates, Laster Poa, Samaya Smith, Anissa Morrow, Cheyenne Day Wilson. I'm beyond proud of the bond we've built. Go be great, and I know I'll always be cheering you on. To Louisiana State University, I'm forever indebted for the opportunity to pursue my dreams. Stay tuned for a major announcement soon. For junior year out. Tiger emoji, heart, question mark. So that is what Flau'jae Johnson ended up posting yesterday. And it had a lot of people thinking, oh my goodness, Flau'jae Johnson's entering the transfer portal. This is going to be huge. Guys, I don't think that's what this is. I think that this is a fun marketing move by Flau'jae Johnson. All right? I think that's what this is. I don't think this is Flau'jae Johnson saying, you know what? I am leaving LSU. I don't think so. Now, is some of this wording similar to how other people have worded their transfer portal news? Yes. The whole, I'm forever indebted for the opportunity to pursue my dreams, right? People have wrote similar things when they were entering the transfer portal, just saying, oh, how grateful they were about the team that they're leaving and all that stuff. I don't think that's what's happening here. I think, now, I read it, so you all make up your own opinion. Let me know what you think with your opinion. But my opinion is that Flau'jae Johnson is staying at LSU, but she wants to use this as a fun unveiling of something else that she's doing, probably on the NIL space. I don't think she's leaving, but she has a big announcement coming, and she worded it the way she did because she wanted to see, she wanted to get a lot of people paying attention. This is a marketing ploy to me. Now, because I do marketing, there's some times where I'm like, oh, this is like a smart move. Like maybe a smart move there. She said bye to some of her teammates that she really enjoyed playing with. This was not written in a way that makes me think, oh, she's leaving she's leaving LSU. No, she is hyping something up. She's about to unveil something, and she wants y'all to rock out with it. Okay? She wants y'all to rock out with whatever she is about to launch. She wants y'all to rock out with it, and she worded things in a way to make it the talk of the town. And it was the talk of the town for yesterday. I got a couple tags, people tagging me in stuff, asking me to talk about it and whatnot. And thank y'all for doing that. For those who like see stuff and then y'all tag me on like Twitter or Instagram and all that good stuff, keep doing it. Very, very, very helpful. But yeah, I don't think this is a instance of Flau'jae going anywhere. I think this is a very awesome marketing tactics. I think that's what this is, right? Because this post has gone huge. Like it's done really, really well. It's done really, really well. Let's get to some of y'all comments, see what y'all have to say. Molly says it's working because everyone's talking about it. Yep, that is true. I don't know why this block is so big. But yeah, that's true. Yeah. Everyone is talking about it. Judon says Flau'jae would never turn her back on Kim Mulkey after she embraced her fully and allowed her to pursue all of her dreams. I agree. Like, I think there is a special bond between Kim Mulkey and Flau'jae Johnson. Like, I just don't think Flau'jae's leaving. G-Dot says it's probably to build hype for a new album. Probably. Danica says, or she knows who's coming to LSU from the portal. Maybe, yeah. I mean, Flau'jae Johnson is big enough at that university where, you know, she probably knows in advance who's getting talked to and all that stuff. She probably knows. Shuda says, sounds like clickbait and marketing. Hey, it's smart though. It's smart though because a lot of people are talking about it now. A lot of people are talking about it who would not have been if it was just a normal post. This post had 80,000 likes, this post. I'm just saying, like, this is like one of her bigger posts in a while. So, you know, I think something new is about to be announced by Flau'jae Johnson, and it's not her leaving LSU. I don't think she's leaving LSU. Judon says, Flau'jae says in the post that she will be cheering on her slimes from LSU. Yeah, she's cheering on her teammates who are leaving LSU. Tisha says, Flau'jae is playing with the media. She ain't leaving LSU. She's revving up for her senior year and getting into a different mindset, or at least that is what I got from her podcast. Yeah, I agree with you. She's not leaving, but I do think she's about to launch. She's about to launch and announce something big. She's about to launch and announce something big. What exactly that is, don't know. But should be cool, I guess. Jason, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I agree with you, Quita. If you listen to the song in the background, there is a lyric that says, you can't stop me. You should have never recruited me. I haven't listened to any of her songs, so I don't know what her lyrics say, but that's a funny line. That's a funny line. Yeah, I don't think she's going anywhere. But thank you so much for the super chat, though. Appreciate you. Kay says she's saying bye to the old and welcome to the new portal players. That could be it. Yeah. Molly says she's changing her number. That'd be wild. Big Fo, if Big Fo changes her number, then what happens to Big Fo? I feel like that's going to be a very tough thing to do, unless she changes it to like 44. I mean, 4 has to be in there if she changes her number. Whoa, thank you so much, Erica, for the super chat. Salute to you. Thank you so much for your support. Says, thank you for all the content, Quita. Wish you could report live from the draft one day. Fingers crossed. Hey, one day. Maybe that can be a thing. But I will be reporting live from the, I will be reporting live from the draft here. So I will be live streaming the draft. So if y'all want to watch and talk through it, you can do that with me. So I will be doing that on Monday. And I may just have a special guest join me afterwards. Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I will be live for the draft. Not at the draft, but I will be here. But again, thank you so much for your super chat. Daniel says, could she be going pro? No, she's not going pro. She's not going pro. Michelle says, Malaysia Fulwale is transferring to LSU. You think so? I could, it's a possibility, but I think feels less likely that she's gonna transfer there. But we'll see. Anything can happen. She is in the portal, so put your guesses of where she's gonna go in the comments. We will see. We will see what happens from here. All right. And I just want to show y'all the post that Flage put on Twitter, because that was the post the post I'm showing right here is the post that she put on Instagram, and the post she put on Twitter included the faux out and the emoji. So here's what she posted on Twitter yesterday. 4 out, sad emoji, tiger. Now, again, I don't think she's leaving LSU. I think it's this version of Flage is out and she's about to do something big. But this did get 1.7 million views. Hey, it worked. If this was for publicity and a media play to announce something big, it worked. All right, guys, if y'all could hit that like button, it really does help the channel out a whole lot. Thank you so much. We got another super chat. Thank you so much, Goro, for the super chat. Says, good morning, Quita. Have you ever been to C2E2? It's a comic con that takes place every year at McLaurin Place. I started to see some posts about it. Like last week, I saw a whole bunch of posts about C2E2. I will not be there. I am not a comic person. But I know it's a thing. I've been in and around McLaurin Place when it was happening, and I saw people dressed up, and I was like, what in the world is happening? And they're like, oh, it's C2E2. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, the people who be going to that, some of them be really, really dressed up in their costume of like the show that they're cosplaying. There we go. Like, they're really into that. And that's cool. Like, everybody has their thing. That is not personally my thing. But Goro, if you're going to C2E2, have a fan-freaking-tastic time. I will not be there. Okay? I will not be there. All right. Let's continue on. And let's move on to one of Flage's former teammates now. And yeah, let's get into it. One, I picked this photo because I just love this photo. Like, I love this photo of Jersey Wolfenbarger. I'm just like, because she's just like, well, Kim Mulkey's trying to explain something. Anyway, guys, another Tiger is on the move, and specifically, another front court hole needs to be filled. Because Jersey Wolfenbarger is officially in the transfer portal, and Kim Mulkey and the recruiters at LSU, they got a lot more stuff to do this offseason, because They have a lot of holes to fill. A lot of holes to fill. So here's the deal: 6'5" forward Jersey Wolfenbarger, a former 5-star recruit, former Arkansas Razorback, has entered the portal once again after just 1 year at Baton Rouge. She is the 4th player to leave LSU in the transfer portal since the season ended. She joins Aaliyah Del Rosario, Samaya Smith, last year Poa, and now Jersey Wolfenbarger you could add to that list. And this one is pretty interesting for a couple of reasons, because Jersey Wolfenbarger was actually getting a decent amount of minutes with LSU this past year. And now that you've lost another post player, there becomes a question of, okay, what is this team going to do? What are they going to do? Because they need to fill a couple of holes severely. Now, for LSU this past year, Jersey only averaged around 13 minutes a game, right? 4.6 points a game, 3.4 rebounds a game. So, I mean, severely, in my opinion, kind of diminished role of sorts than she had when she played at Arkansas. But she shot pretty efficiently, right? This was someone who shot around 63% from the field in her limited minutes. She played in 37 games, started in 9 of those games, and she did help at times with giving Kim Mulkey some size and flexibility when the team needed it, depending on the matchups. But she was primarily used in the paint. And though she is kind of like she could be considered kind of like a combo of sorts type of player, and it makes you wonder, okay, well, what specifically made her leave? Well, I mean, there's a mass exodus of other players who have left. This is a 3rd post player who's gone from LSU. And the thing to note is that Kim Mulkey did go out and get Kate Koval from Notre Dame to transfer to LSU, which is good. But there's still a lot of turnover in this one position group, which makes you wonder, okay, well, they got to get way more post players, because right now you don't really have any at this moment because they've dipped. And it makes you wonder, where in the world is Jersey going now? Of course, it felt like it was a moment where everybody really wanted to go to LSU, because it was like, LSU has the NIL money, LSU has all the excitement and fun and blah, blah, blah. But now Jersey's like, you know what? Actually, maybe I was underused at LSU. Maybe I can do something better on a less well-known team, or a team that values what I can do on the court. I don't know. It's one of those things where Jersey, while she got minutes and whatnot, she didn't totally fit in the system of LSU. Now, did she play? Yes. She played more minutes than Aaliyah Del Rosario, who was leaving, I think, for a huge reason, because she didn't play. And so there's some question marks about what's going to happen. Alan says Janiah Barker is transferring to LSU. Well, we don't know that for sure, but I think Janiah Barker could be very successful at LSU. I think whereas UCLA to me never totally fit Janiah Barker. It just never did. It felt like they never really had a plan for her. It was just sort of like, go out there and do something. But I think at LSU, I think Janiah Barker could actually be very successful. I could see her being very, very successful. And possibly even a starter at LSU. I don't know. That's my thoughts there. I think that could be kind of fun. GDM, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, did you hoop in the past, and where? Go Pack, go! I already got an NC State fan in the building. NC State fan. I played basketball all my life through high school, and then going to college. I had an opportunity to play. However, I was really short, and I knew that if I played in college, I was going to ride the bench. And I don't ride the bench. I don't sit on the bench. I mean, occasionally, but that's not what I do. And I didn't want to do that, so I did not play in college. But I did play from very, very small child through high school. And then it did a little bit of intramurals in college for basketball, but yeah, did not play on a team since then. All right. Let's see. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, people forget that Jersey had a big growth spurt in high school. She went from 5'9" to 6'5" fast. She's tall, but has a mind of a shooting guard, not a post. Facts. Which is why I think she's sort of like a combo type of player. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the WNBA draft. All right, this is going to be fun. Because the WNBA draft, guys, is on Monday, and I hope y'all are excited about it because I for sure am excited. Because, guys, for decades, we have seen college teams send players to the WNBA. In fact, there have been 169 schools that have had players drafted. 169. That's a lot. That's a lot of players. A lot of players. For nearly 3 decades, though, while 169 schools have sent players, there have been 2 schools that have owned the WNBA draft. 2 over everybody else that have absolutely dominated. And we're going to talk about that in this stream because I think it's always fun to kind of talk about the WNBA draft and talk about various aspects. Yes, we will get into we've already kind of talked about the players who are in the draft, who at least I think are going to be drafted in the first round. But in this stream, we're going to specifically talk about the schools. All right. So let's get going. Let's get going. For nearly 3 decades, there were 2 schools that owned the WNBA draft. One sits at the top with 11 national championships, a Hall of Fame coach, and more. They have more number 1 picks than anyone else. In the other school, 8 national championships, another Hall of Fame coach who defined what it meant to be a Lady Vol. How did UConn and Tennessee become the undisputed pipelines for the WNBA? That's what we're going to talk about in this one. What do they do specifically that is different than anyone else? And is there anyone close to catching them? When we think about UConn, when we think about Tennessee, we think about Gino Auriemma and the late Pat Summitt. These were coaches who, in a lot of ways, changed the way people thought about women's basketball. But there are other programs like a Stanford, like a Duke now, like a South Carolina, and even the country of Australia that are climbing in the ranks. So let's break down the top schools that feed the WNBA, who's still elite, who's falling behind, and who might just be up next. All right, so let's start off with the top. The University of Connecticut, 47 players drafted into the WNBA, but it's not a shocker because Gino Auriemma has been running this program like a fine, well-oiled machine since before the league even started. From Sue Bird to Diana Taurasi to Tina Charles to Maya Moore. I actually have a graphic of them. There we go. Here they go. Sue Bird, Diana, Tina Charles, Maya Moore, and Brianna Stewart. UConn has not just sent players to the league. They have sent superstars. Now, this 5 that y'all are seeing on the screen, the 5 I just mentioned, all 5 of those players were first round number 1 picks. Number 1 overall picks, all-time greats, and players who helped to define the WNBA. And right behind UConn, right behind the squad, is none other than the University of Tennessee with 44 draft picks. the late coaching legend of Pat Summitt, she built a dynasty in Knoxville. 29 of those 44 players were drafted specifically when Pat Summitt was the head coach of the Lady Vols. She sent legends to the league like a Shamika Hosqua, like a Candace Parker, both number 1 picks in the WNBA. Together, Connecticut and Tennessee set the gold standard. And for a while, it was not even close. But then comes the others. The WNBA draft is not just a 2-team race anymore because Stanford has quietly sent 31 players into the league. Remember the Agumake sisters, right? You got Cameron Brink. So many players that Stanford has sent to the league. And we're not done yet. Duke sits at 25 players. Baylor and Georgia are right underneath them with 23 and 24 respectively. And remember, guys, this Baylor line includes Kim Mulkey, Baylor, like when Kim Mulkey was coaching Baylor. And remember, Kim Mulkey is now at LSU, and so you can kind of split that a little bit and have that in your minds because, you know, for UConn and Tennessee, it was primarily one coach. For Stanford, it was primarily one coach. For Duke, it was a mix of several coaches for Duke. But you get the idea. And now also for Stanford, if you don't remember the head coach, the head coach of Stanford was Tara Vanderveer for forever. And she was also a huge legend in her own right, sending players to the draft. But one place that is not on this list, because this list is just of schools, but one place that I have to talk about, the one real curveball, is Australia. Yes, the country of Australia has sent 24 players into the WNBA draft. All right, this is not a school. This is an entire country. And in a lot of ways, it tells you something about the global influence of the WNBA. Right? We've seen a whole bunch of Australian legends do their thing. Right? Y'all remember Lauren Jackson? One of my favorite players ever. Right? Liz Cambage. You know, there's Penny Taylor. So many Australian players who have played in the league and in a lot of cases done well in the league. Australia is a huge pipeline for the WNBA. Now we're seeing a lot of European places send players into the WNBA, but for forever and a day, it has been Americans and Australians in the WNBA. It's been big-time schools sending players into the WNBA draft, and it's been the entire country of Australia doing it right alongside with them. We also have other schools who are doing their thing. LSU with 23 players in the WNBA draft. North Carolina with 21. Rutgers with 21. Notre Dame with 20. Maryland with 20. And they're kind of rounding out the top list. And let's talk about specifically first rounders. So I've been talking about the draft as a whole, but when we talk about first rounders, these are players who are a little bit better than everybody else. Because remember, the WNBA has 3 rounds, which ultimately it really should have just 2 rounds for the draft. But it has 3 rounds for the draft. And so, you know, all draft picks are not considered the same, right? It's about when you get called, not always just where you get called. And for the win part, UConn leads with 27 first-round picks. Tennessee has 21 first-round picks. Stanford has 15 first-round picks. South Carolina, they have been in the mix for about a decade. This is a more recent team that has been getting players drafted, and they already have 13 first-rounders already, including 3 in one night in 2023. Baylor tie with 11 apiece for first-round picks, though Duke has not had a first-rounder since Lexi Brown in 2018. That was the last time Duke had a first-round draft pick. And if Kara Lawson has anything to do with it, she's looking to change that very, very soon. But the list of the schools show 2 things. Sheer dominance in the front of in terms of UConn and Tennessee. But there are new powerhouses that are coming for that top crown. So that's the question. Who's next? What school is next to be the next women's basketball powerhouse, the funnel to the WNBA? What school is next on that? Well, it's South Carolina, obviously. South Carolina is a school that has really only been in play for the last decade, I would say. And they are heating up. Right now, they are at 19 players drafted in the WNBA draft. Of course, there's a lot longer to get to where the likes of Stanford and Tennessee are. However, they're getting there because we're seeing top players deciding they want to go to South Carolina and specifically play for Dawn Staley, and how she has built a program into a funnel to the league. Now, it's not just South Carolina. I would say keep your eyes on LSU because LSU is a recruiting juggernaut, right? You got Kim Mulkey, who used to be at Baylor, now at LSU. And so this right now, LSU is at 23 draft picks in the WNBA. But expect that number to continue to creep up. Expect it to continue to creep up as time goes on because we all know that Kim Mulkey is a recruiter. She is someone who knows how to get players in the WNBA draft. She did it at Baylor. She's doing it at LSU. And I don't think she's slowing down anytime soon. Okay. USC is another school that, potentially can eventually get in the mix. Of course, Juju Watkins is likely going to be out all of next year due to injury. However, when she's back healthy again, I think we're going to see more players go to USC, specifically during Juju Watkins' senior year, and we'll see some transfers go there, and we'll probably see them start to crank up in that number of players who are getting drafted. So many teams are making an impact in the WNBA and have players in there. But nowadays it's very different because we are seeing players go to various programs, right? They may ultimately graduate from one program, but they maybe went to 2 or 3 programs before that. And this pipeline to the W has changed in the last several years because it's because of the way that players are considering their options. Because it's about exposure, it's about NIL, it's about player development, it's about system fit, which determines where players are going in college and how many moves they decide to make. But for the WNBA, it's also about international scouting and non-traditional paths as well. The dominance of schools like UConn and Tennessee might never be repeated, but their legacy is the blueprint in a lot of ways. It is the blueprint. The WNBA draft is not just a night for dreams to come true. It is a snapshot of power, history, and evolution. And I'm interested to see. UConn and Tennessee built the bridge. Stanford kept it steady. And South Carolina is sprinting across it now. Who will be in the next wave? It may not even be an American team. We could see Belgium jump up there in numbers of sending players to the WNBA draft. Right now, of course, Australia is the number one, I would say, international country that is sending players to the WNBA draft. But hey, something else may be down the pike. But either way, I think it's pretty interesting to talk about. So let me know what y'all think. Which school do you think is next in building the next WNBA dynasty? I'm very, very curious to see what y'all have to say. Let's get to y'all comments right now. What y'all think about this segment? Let me know. All right. Looks like y'all are having discussions around specific players. All right, Ty says, back in the day, all the best players went to UConn. There was less parity. Why is everyone surprised UConn has 12 rings? Are people surprised? Are people surprised about that? All right, I'm not sure exactly what y'all are talking about in the comments. Kentucky Rick says, I followed Ryan Howard into the W in 2022, and now I'm a super fan. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Howard's great. Shamika says, Georgia Amore is from Australia, right? Yep, she's Australian. Yep. She is Australian. G-Dot says France and Belgium. Yeah, they're going to get up there for sure. They're going to get up there. GDM, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how well do you see Paige, Enrique, and DiJonai playing together? FYI, my message earlier, Go Pack Go, is a shot at your precious Bears. Oh, so you're a Packers fan? Okay, I thought you were going for the Wolfpack. You're a Packers fan. Okay, well, hey, the Bears suck right now. I'm still gonna ride with my team. I'm still gonna. I mean, because I just ride with Chicago. Like it is what it is. If you're a Chicago, like that's why I'm wearing my Blackhawks shirt right now. Like, hey, Chicago teams, I'm a location-based fan. I am. But the question about how do I see Paige, Enrique, and DiJonai playing together? I think they'll play together well. I think DiJonai and Enrique and really the rest of the players on the Dallas Wings, they know exactly who they're getting as a number one pick. I guarantee you they're all excited to play with Paige. They know what Paige can do on the court. And I think they're all going to do well. Yeah. I think they'll do well. I don't see an issue with that. I don't. I think Paige Beckers is going to have a fantastic year as a rookie. I do. In her own way. Like, you know, it's not going to I think she's going to just show how deep her bag is, because we've seen it in college, right? How deep her bag is and how much she can contribute to a squad. So yeah, and also they're going to score a lot. You know, we all know that Enrique is a fantastic scorer. We already know that, but there was a lot of times where Enrique just kind of tried to put her team on her back and do it herself. And that's not sustainable. You cannot win. You cannot win as an individual player. That's something that has been proven time and time again in college. That's something that's been proven time and time again in the WNBA. That you cannot be successful on an island in terms of actually winning. And pairing Enrique with some really good talent on the defense, like a DiJonai Carrington, someone who can do a little bit of everything, like a Paige Beckers. I think this is going to be good for Dallas. Now, will Dallas lose a bunch of games? Yeah. But I do think they're gonna be better than they were last year. They're gonna be better than they were last year, and they're gonna continue to improve. All right, that's my thoughts there. All right, guys. I do thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much. Guys, yeah, if y'all could, as y'all are heading out, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Guys, I went over my time. The time I was trying to finish was been about 43 minutes. So, I mean, not terrible. At least I didn't go over the 50-minute mark. Anyway, guys, I thank y'all. Happy Palm Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great rest of your day. Be kind to people. Be respectful. Just rock out, guys. It's Sunday. Get ready for tomorrow as well. Get ready to get back to work or get back to school or whatever you got to get back to doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is the WNBA draft. So remember, I will be live for the WNBA draft. Okay. I will be live. So make sure to rock out with this channel tomorrow morning as we go through the things that you all need to know before the WNBA draft actually hits. And guys, tomorrow, join me for the WNBA draft itself. Okay. Join me for the draft. The draft is at 7:30 Eastern time on Monday, April the 14th. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Join me right here for it, where it will be live We'll be talking through it. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very, very fun. Maybe in the future, I'll be able to go to actual draft day. But for now, I will be covering it from here. It'll be a good time, so make sure y'all rock out with me. Okay, y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. I love you. But most importantly, guys, Jesus loves you, and he wants a relationship with you. Guys, Palm Sunday's here. Look it up if you don't know what it's about. And I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.